Ladies and gentlemen, there's an old adage that a lot of people want to talk about, and you're only good as your last con. Now, in this episode of Night Gallery called The Dear Departed, written by Rod Serling, it talks about a con artist who basically is manipulating his best friend's wife, and emotional payoff he can. Now, the teleplay for the episode is by Rod Serling, with a story by Alice Marie Schoening, directed by the great Jeff Corey. Would get this: Steve Lawrence, the crooner, as the lead character Mark Bennett, the main card artist. Maurice Arthur as Angela Casey, and Harvey Lembeck as Joe Casey, the right-hand man, spouse of the cheating woman. Now, in this teleplay, Mark Bennett is a former carnival hustler played by Lawrence, who moved his way up in class. Billing himself as Raja Ramadi, he's a fake swami with the good looks and charm to lead a high-price swindle of wealthy clients, looking to get in touch with the dead loved ones. But he can't do it without help. He's a former Carney partner, Joe Casey, who's running all the special effects needed. Now, he's also hanging out with Joe's wife, who assists in the seances and also having an affair with Mark. Robin Peter to play Paul, as we say. After a successful seance, tips $500 at the end, extra. Joe admits concern for the importance of his role in the operation. Apart from forgetting to extinguish his cigar, which brought a slight whiff of unwelcome reality into proceedings, he performed admirably. His timing and execution of the performance special effects, including a self-playing tambourine, a disembodied head moving around the room, sounds and voices, as a well-timed appearance of a stuffed animal, all contributed greatly to the seance's success. And Mark makes sure Joe understands his gratitude and how he needs his partner for the business to succeed and for him to continue to manipulate his wife. Now, reassured, Joe leaves to get ready to go out to dinner with his wife and partner. Alone with Mark for a few minutes, Angie tells him she can't postpone her passion for him much longer and decide that after dinner they'll send Joe off to the movies by himself so that the two of them can make magic together. The gathering, as we say. Now, later at dinner, Joe suggests to treat him go together as a threesome. Mark says he's got work to do, and Angie claims she has a headache. Joe leaves the restaurant to cross the street to get her some aspirin, and Angie and Mark discuss the increasingly difficulty of keeping their affair a secret. They get an unexpected solution to that problem moments later, as an officer shows up at the restaurant and tells him that Joe was fatally struck by a vehicle. Now, after the first seance after Joe's sudden death, Angie tries to fill in for her ex-husband, or dead husband, but can't match his skill. Now, this seance is going down the tubes as Mrs. Harcourt, in a return visit, has brought her husband, a cigar-smoking unbeliever, and the scent of cigar smoke, along with the technical snafus, has Mark near his breaking point. Suddenly, Mark and Angie realize that Mr. Harcourt's cigar was put out upon his arrival, and that the secret of the cigar is from none other than Joe, who is back. His ghostly green-tinted visage suddenly appears above them, standing of the paying customers. Now, in a non-accusatory voice, he says, "Here I am, Mark. You said you needed me, so I came. You didn't think I'd let you down, did you? We're a team, remember? And we're going to stay a team for life." Now, according to David Jewell's blogspot, what makes this episode strong, not only are Lawrence and Arthur very good in the segment, and with the thin material, Jeff Corey's direction is solid as well. All the aspects of the seance that's needed, the good, the bad, and the ugly is in there. Now, David Jewell's blogspot gives it around 2.5, 3 stars. I would give it about 3 stars, and I tell you why. Rod Serling at his most copycat or plagiarized. He knows how to write, and all the tropes are here. Like I said, the fact is, you have to believe it to rip people off, and that's what Steve Lawrence gets from his best friend, because the best friend is willing to back it up. But like carnival barkers were running seances all over the world. Now, what's kind of ironic, in the late 60s, early 70s, there was a lot of talk about the importance of life because of the different wars the states were in. Spiritualism was on the rise, just like in the 1920s when Houdini was, stopping the fakers from running the seances. After death, and this is what this episode is all about. It's okay to believe in life after death, but don't rip off people that do believe it. And sometimes it can come back to haunt you, because we don't know if Joe's going to basically make his life literally a living hell, or he's going to basically expose his whole sham for the sake of And we don't know if Joe knows that his buddy is sleeping with his wife. That's something that was left wide open. I'd like to see a sequel to this. It'd be quite interesting. We've rarely seen sequels to episodic thrillers like this, like like Twilight Zone, like the Roddy McDowell episode where he's put in a zoo, so many years later. I think there was only one sequel to any Twilight Zone episode, and it's A Good Life, the new Twilight Zone that came way after. I think it's the second revival. If somebody could back it up on me, I think it's the second revival. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, on Light Gathering, let us know with a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, if you see a ghost, make sure you don't owe the money, because in the afterlife you take MasterCard, credit, Visa, PayPal, e-transfer, the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Bye.